News Today, Prime Minister Jeremiah Manele highlights first 18 months of government progress. SIICAC registers 28 pending cases, calls for urgent appointment of Director General. Pacific Island students fighting climate change get the second recognition. In sports, Solomon Islands to host first ever West Pacific Tennis Tournament. Hello and welcome. I'm Ursula Nongabatu. First up, Prime Minister Jeremiah Manele today, Thursday, moved the motion for Parliament to adjourn sine die on 17th of December 2025 to conclude the final seating of the year. Jeremy Gua with the update from Parliament.
That's correct, Ursula. But before we go into the adjournment, let me explain what sine die means. It's a Latin term used when Parliament ends its session without setting a date to reconvene. But here today, Parliament moved to adjourn sine die, marking the end of its final sitting for 2025. Now, in his remarks, Prime Minister Jeremiah Manele took the opportunity to acknowledge the contributions of all members of Parliament, parliamentary staff and standing committees, and the office of the Speaker for their tireless work throughout the year. Now, he also highlighted Parliament's collective role in passing key legislations, including the Special Economic Zone Act, National Building Standards Act, Public Service Reforms, and the 2026 Appropriation Act. Now, according to Prime Minister, the passage of the 2026 budget now sets the stage for a busy year ahead, urging ministers and permanent secretaries to begin implementation immediately once warrants are issued. Now, furthermore, Prime Minister emphasized the importance of parliamentary work oversight, noting active engagement from the Public Accounts Committee and the Bills and Legislation Committee. He encouraged other committees to use question time to raise issues affecting citizens, stressing that transparency and responsiveness remains central to Parliament's work. Now, in addition to that, he recognized the contribution of public servants, teachers, police, provincial authorities, private sector, partners, NGO, churches, and the development partners, acknowledging their role in supporting national development throughout the year. Now, as Parliament prepares to adjourn until January, the Prime Minister urged all members to reflect on 2025's achievement and return in a new year with renewed energy and a strong commitment to serving the nation. Tavuli News, Jeremy Guao.
The Prime Minister today updated Parliament on the government's first 18 months in office, highlighting progress in political stability, public financial management and economic development. He said key sectors like agriculture, fisheries, forestry and mining are being prioritized with measures to boost value-adding and market access. Efforts to strengthen partnerships with community groups and provincial authorities aim to maintain peace and inclusive decision-making. On the international front, the country has remained active in regional forums and bilateral relations, focusing on climate action and sustainable development.
Today, I stand here proud to report that we have made some meaningful progress, sometimes quietly, sometimes against great odds, but always with the national interest at heart. As we all know, since assuming office, there has been ongoing political undercurrents driven by various issues. However, this government will always put the national interest first and not that of individuals.
The Solomon Islands Independent Commission Against Corruption has confirmed that in 2025, it has registered 28 cases for further investigation. These cases have been long-standing but have yet to progress. Speaking to Tavuli News, Flori Alalo, Deputy Chair of the Commission, said one reason for the delay is the vacant position of the Director General.
Okay, this year, 2025, 28 cases registered, yeah? 28 cases registered with them SIICAC, Solomon Islands Independent Commission Against Corruption. But due to how actively set up, Hemi what cases ya? Hem saya start saya doing preliminary investigation or full investigation upon the directive law Director General. But the position has been vacant for the last 7 months, and we were still waiting yet the Director General for him come on board.
She emphasized that filling this position is a critical need for the Commission and requires urgent action to ensure investigations can move forward.
It's a real need, and it's one of the priorities where I really hope they will prioritize it. 7 months is too much. It's a real need to get it on board. And call blow me today that for our government, we thank the government for giving us the authority and to have our own budget. We thank the government for giving us the office to operate. Now, we also ask if the government authorities can urgently prioritize the Director General to be on board as soon as possible, so that these 28 cases can be starting the process of preliminary or full investigation.
The Commission says it remains committed to tackling corruption, but swift steps are needed to address staffing gaps and advance these cases. The Ministry of Infrastructure Development and SIICAC 2 support team have condemned a violent attack on a foreign worker at the Kolofe campsite in northern Malaita yesterday. The worker, employed by China's Civil Engineering Construction Corporation, was attacked with a knife while walking to the restroom. He was rushed to Malu Health Center and treated. Police have arrested one suspect, while another remains at large. The ministry said the attack tarnishes the country's image and urged communities to support police efforts and refrain from violence, noting a similar fatal attack occurred in July on another foreign worker. Meanwhile, SIICAC continues work on the Kolofe 1 and 2 bridges, which are 87% complete, reflecting the government's commitment to improving infrastructure across Malaita. The Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock says it has achieved a major breakthrough in rice production. Officials have confirmed that rice can now be successfully grown on loamy sandy soil, provided there is adequate irrigation and proper soil management practices. The ministry's rice research and demonstration farm produced a successful harvest on Wednesday this week. Researchers say the results show that new technologies and improved farming methods can significantly boost rice yields, strengthening food security and supporting rural livelihoods across the Solomon Islands. Deputy Director of Extension, Michael Tanisapa, says the outcome highlights the ministry's ongoing commitment to advancing agricultural technologies and improving the production of key crops. The ministry describes the harvest as an important milestone in its continuing rice research and development program. 2 weeks after receiving the Right Livelihood Award in Sweden, the Pacific Island Students Fighting Climate Change has earned another major recognition, this time in Nairobi, Kenya. Each year, the United Nations Environment Programme honors individuals and organizations leading innovative, sustainable efforts to address climate change, biodiversity loss, and pollution. Among the 5 recipients of this year's award is Solomon Islander Cynthia Ho Nuhi, co-founder and president of the Pacific Islands Students Fighting Climate Change. She is in Nairobi, receiving the honor
for policy and leadership, Cynthia Ho Nuhi.
And told Tavuli News the award reflects the support and solidarity of all those who have stood with their campaign.
This one was in recognition of Wakable everyone's award there. Although PSFCC receiving him go for everyone and I belong to PSFC Seleva for Waka we have doing for tekemna this fala ICJ or International Court of Justice advisory opinion would give him this year. No? So we're happy to much for. And I think very humble that waka where you meet him for Yumi and you no expect him and it because benefit blame him what him name you hope for and forget them recognition of him just renew commitment blame and strengthen Yumi that yes people out there are there for support and recognize him what the waka we doing whether I'm big or small. And so this one for everyone where waka this one. So I'm sad that we celebrate here, but this have 25 hours so come no small something. So and expensive too. So yeah.
She says that after 6 years of advocacy, this recognition marks only the beginning of the work ahead for the team.
Yeah, him big something to us, yeah, because our there people want to look at now. Take him like for example, former Prime Minister Barbados, Mia Mottley, and one fella laureate 2021 therefore under the same category of policy leadership. And so big something to us and for humble to us and for thank you to us lot people were helping me for get them this fella moment there. And so for me fella as always this one for people were support and especially the community would give him time because without him everyone but to get this far. If I go only to a certain distance but not to this far and beyond our wildest dreamers and the white man's talent. Mostly so our I think important for people so that for everyone will believe in whatever roles and capacities we are playing, especially regionally, this one for you. They might put us into a category of small island developing states, small islands, but recognition so I'm come for waka where you meet him no small something and not big recognitions they may get them and so that's a testament of hard waka was people doing before and so thank you to much lot people were like me fatale waka about them if waka about there look aside him always good for look at people aside me fala. So thank you to much.
Congratulations to the Pacific Island students fighting climate change. In regional news, Vanuatu's opposition leader, Ismail Kalsakau, says he is confident he has the numbers to challenge Prime Minister Jotham Napat when Parliament sits on Tuesday. It follows a Supreme Court ruling ordering Parliament to reconvene and proceed with no confidence vote after the Speaker dismissed an opposition motion in November. Kalsakau says the court decision vindicates the opposition but adds that in politics, anything can happen. Papua New Guinea is battling the illegal sale of medical drugs, with essential medicines stolen from health facilities and sold on the streets. East Sepik health authorities have introduced tough measures after workers were caught siphoning drugs. Police have also made arrests. Reports say the problem is widespread, including in Port Moresby, despite tighter government controls. Health Minister Elias Kapavore says the government is working to fix systemic weaknesses and ensure medicines reach patients. Stay with me. Coming up is Tavuli Sports. Welcome back in sports. Solomon Islands Tennis is currently preparing to host the first ever West Pacific tournament, a regional Pacific championship set to take place in Honiara next month. Teams in the under 16, under 14 and under 12 categories, both boys and girls, are now in training camps, undergoing warm-up sessions and strengthening their skills ahead of the competition.
Since Yumina host, by me feel them of a big team little bit. Let's say by me got 20 plus players playing across 3 different categories. Yeah? So under 16s, boys and girls, 14s, boys and girls, and then under 12s, boys and girls. Most of the parents of these kids, they don't get to watch their kids play. Yeah? And I think Baham good for me, Garem, the home support, families and friends come out, watching other begin play. And I think with the crowd behind us, I think we can do come out with good results at the end of the tournament.
As part of the build-up, a 15-member national youth team from the Solomon Islands Tennis Federation traveled to Vanuatu last month. The exposure and competition were described as a valuable preparation step for Team Solomon.
Right now we have a extended squad. When we dream like a draft list, and then by next week we will finalize our final team for the tournament. For both boys and girls through every age group as 16, 14, and 12.
Countries confirmed to participate in the West Pacific tournament include Fiji, Papua New Guinea, Vanuatu, Tuvalu, and host nation Solomon Islands in January. That also wraps up our Tavuli News Bulletin for today. If you missed out on our stories, you can still revisit our socials. That's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, X, and YouTube. I'm Ursula Nongebatu. Thanks for joining us.